Hey guys, this is Jana and Katy with Yema Mamas, and we are actually going to be answering a question today that we got from Cami in Arizona. Thank you for asking about music in labor. So we're going to share some stories of our experiences with moms at birth and music during labor. I would say just the number one tip is finding music that is what you want to listen to during labor to help you relax and enjoy the experience. And sometimes moms have multiple playlists because there's different times of labor that
like an example
feelings.
Yeah, like example would be for early labor, you have a playlist for early labor, or a playlist for pushing,
right? Because they're different, they have different energy.
Yeah.
So pushing is more of a workout, so you might want more high energy music compared to a lot of labor is more trying to relax and chill out, so you might have a different vibe of music. So yes, we're going to share some stories about some births and the music that we've experienced at births and what moms chose.
So the first one we thought of was I would say this playlist was more indie. Well, I don't know if it even indie, but it was it had good beats, right? And so
Dance music?
Not necessarily dance music, but just really relaxing, but just there's a little hip hop, there's a little.
I don't know what you're talking
We're talking about, well, we won't say their names for confidentiality, but anyways, it was, to me and the other apprentice were this is a good playlist, because I really appreciate music.
Oh yes, that's the one I would call dance music.
Right? Everyone has their preference. Well, anyways, this mama is in a pretty intense part of her labor. I'd say she was in transition, almost pushing.
Oh yeah.
And someone's
during contraction.
Yeah, someone's so during contraction, someone's who sings this? And out of nowhere, she's Kendrick Lamar. It was just, it was an awesome moment of it's a good song, and they end up naming their son Kendrick, so that was really special.
Yeah. So that was definitely some high energy music, and that was what she wanted. I felt like it was club music. For me,
it was not club music.
Really?
Yeah, it was low key, but there was a beat to it. It wasn't disco or.
Well, isn't Kendrick Lamar a rapper? I don't know.
But I don't know. This particular song was really easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
It was awesome though. So, and then we have another mama who she actually got specifically planned out music, Gregoric monk chanting with nature sounds in the background that her brother had suggested to her, which was amazing, and she totally used it during labor, and it was pretty sweet. So yeah, that's an option too. We're gonna list down some music in the description, so if you want to find this stuff, you can use it too.
Yes. Yeah. So I think one of my personal favorites is that labor and birth, where it was all Bob Marley, and that home birth. Yeah, and that mama in particular really loves that music, and I think just those moments between the midwife and myself, we were singing together as well to Bob Marley. So that's a great labor birth playlist for Bob Marley.
Yes. And then I have another birth memory with a mom who had this special it was, I would say, very similar to hypnobirthing, but Christian style, called Childbirth in the Glory. And it had this calm woman talking about God's creation and her body and the Holy Spirit and not feeling pain and all these things that she was totally into and following. So that's another resource if you're into kind of the hypnobirthing feel, but not new age, more Christian. Those are out there too, so I'll link to that too.
Another the birth that was at a hospital, that it was a hospital birth, and the dad connected his Comcast to the TV and streamed YouTube.
Oh, you mean not Comcast?
Not Comcast.
Chromecast.
Oh yeah, Chromecast.
We're not advertising Comcast. Sorry, phone call.
Gonna keep going. Yeah, start that one over.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Chromecast.
So, anyways, he streamed his these YouTube videos that they had saved around meditation and yoga,
Oh, you remember.
There was a variety of like nature sounds to, it's probably close to the
ambient sounds.
Yeah, ambient sounds. So that's something to look into is, use YouTube as your source. And I'd say the only thing though, sometimes even with like using Pandora or Spotify or even YouTube, if you're not like have a membership, that you just need to know you're gonna have commercials, and sometimes that can be pretty jarring when you're in the middle of a contraction and you're in like this deep meditation and also like
advertisement.
So
and the advertisements are always louder, than the actual music, so it's a little blaring.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a common thing we experience on births is using those lists that have advertisements in it every little bit.
Yeah.
So on the ambient noises story, I had a mom, actually my first home birth I ever did, and she had just this one CD of ambient sounds, like massage music, that she used at her birth, it was an amazing CD, and we're all excited about it. Anyways, she ended up having a 36-hour birth, which is not uncommon, moms, especially first-time moms. And that CD probably had 10 songs on it or less, maybe 8 songs. So we listened to those ambient sound songs for many, many, many hours. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the birth, even the mom was like, after the baby was born, she's like, that CD, we're gonna throw that away because we don't ever need to hear that again. So be aware of birth can get long, so you need to make long playlists or multiple playlists or have multiple CDs so you can switch it up during your birth.
And depending what you're feeling. So on that note, I personally use Spotify. It's not advertisement for Spotify, but I wanted to share a couple labor and birth playlists that are already on there. Birth Hour is an awesome podcast. And they have their own playlist, their birth and labor playlist. Another one is Gentle Music for Labor, so you can search that in Spotify. That one also has some great tracks. And then I'm also going to add the link to my personal birth and labor playlist for my third baby. And so that of course is like personal music to me and what I like. So feel free to use that. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty special.
Yeah, I did think of one other story of a mama who is a singer, and she had some really cool music that she was really connected with and songs that she knew. Yeah. And so what was beautiful about that, I'm actually even getting goosebumps talking about it, that's so funny, but she sang with her songs, and she even sang, she even made, I think she even just like sang like a melody of songs just on her own while she was laboring, which I think, if you've ever read like Ina May Gaskin's Guide to Childbirth, which you should if you haven't, but she talks about having the open vocal tract and how singing can actually help you open and relax.
She calls it the sphincter law.
Yes, and so that is really valuable. If you know that there's songs that you love to sing and can sing along with, even worship music is a common one that people know the songs from church or whatever, then get those songs on your playlist so you can sing, and it helps you to relax and open up and enjoy your labor space.
Yeah. So those are our thoughts, and we love that we got this email from this particular woman. And so we also want to open up, if you guys want us to talk about something specific or you have a question that you're curious about, we'd love to, respond and answer those.
Ask us questions. Send us email or write it in the comments, and we'd love to answer your questions, help you guys out with whatever you're wanting.
Or also add, if you have your own labor playlist that you want to share, or some
add
funny
your
stories,
labor playlist.
Please add to this conversation because it's so fun.
Right. Oh, I forgot the best story. The NPR lady. So this is, I had one volunteer birth I did at the hospital here, and I walk into the room, she's already in like totally active labor, moaning and groaning, and there's this NPR in the background, which I'm like, this is totally distracting. There's this person talking about the news and blah, 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 so in between contractions, I say, hey, would you like me to turn the radio off because it seems like kind of distracting? And she goes, no, don't turn it off. She said, that's my like calming music. I like put that on purpose because NPR really helps me relax and like she's like, I'm not even listening to what they're saying, but they have a really calming voice, so that's what I want on during my whole birth. And I was like, oh, okay. So I like walked away from the radio, but I had no clue that that's what was relaxing to her. So whatever it is that's relaxing to you, that's what you get to have at your birth. So.
Right, so personal preference in music.
Yes.
So. Right, guys, if you haven't subscribed, do that now and come check us out on our, what do you call it?
Blog?
our blog, our Facebook page. Come and check us out.
Yeah, see you.